It has been a crazy but wonderful 6 months of working on this project. Welcome back to Yarn Ranger. This is a project vlog of pre-testing the Antsy tank top by Meredith, also known as LeafhopperKnits on Ravelry. This is a bottom-up stranded colorwork tank top with optional shaping at the bust and hips. Initially, I chose to do size 4 with third hip gusset and second bust gusset for shaping, but halfway through, I realized I did not like the fit and decided to go up a size to size 5 and only do the first gusset for hip shaping. Size 4 with the shapings fit me well, but I wanted it to be form fitting without hugging me a lot or making me feel a little too conscious. I had grand plans of wearing this to a conference, but instead ended up taking it along with me as a work in progress. The conference was in Guwahati, the capital of Assam, and it was my first time there. The Brahmaputra Heritage Center in the city has a separate section featuring eri and moga silk weaving, so I was lucky to take a look at the exhibits and learn more about it. It was also cool because I was knitting with eri silk yarn for the first time, and learning about how silk is processed, spun, and wove was really cool. I had a gap day in between and decided to take a day trip to Sualkuchi. Sualkuchi is a busy silk textile center in the northeast and known as Manchester of the East. It was about 40 kilometers from Guwahati and is known for the golden muga, Assamese pat, and eri silk weaves. I rented a scooty for the day, and the roads from Guwahati were fairly good with adequate signages, although I did have Google Maps to help me navigate. The first stop was the post office in town to send a card back home, and then I sent out to explore. Fabric, or rather the art of making textile, is woven into the small town. Everywhere that my eyes panned, I saw people selling silk thread, weaving on their looms, or doing something with fabric or related to fabric. I decided to buy some handlooms, and the Didi that I brought it from took me to their home and showed me what they were working on.
আঞ্জাও বনোৱা আছে তাইৰ কাৰণেতো বৈছোঁ মোৰ কাৰণেও তাই তাৰমানে ঘৰক গেল যাওঁতে আৰু মই বোলে এটা জোৰা মাৰোঁ সেনেকৈ মাৰিলোঁ এতিয়া এই মেখেলাখনত মোৰ কাম চেষ্টা
They also recommended a place for good Assamese lunch, and I had a yummy meal on the way back. Back in Bangalore and in an in person knitting meet in Kapan Park, I've knit the ants in a row raglan and the beanie before, so the motif was very familiar to me. But irrespective of this, I think it's an easy motif to remember because it's a mirror image and it's not very complicated, so your brain remembers the way the next step is going to be even without looking at the image of the pixels. This is my second time casting on a bottom up tank top. My first time was a casual tank by Naked Knits, which is still a work in progress. But one thing similar in both these projects is that I tend to greatly over or underestimate what size to pick while casting on a bottom up tank. What I've learned on it as a lesson on choosing a size for bottom up garments is that you need to pick the widest circumference of your body, irrespective of if it is where your bust circumference is or it is where you want your tank top to end. And then checking what amount of ease works best for you or is most desirable. For the yarn itself, I went with Muezart's Airy Silk. They're a I think it's hand spun and based in Shillong in the northeast of India. I went with their 10 by 3 fingering in the colors fiery brick and um, undyed or natural for the motifs. My yarn calculations shown here are the amount of yarn I would need if I use the contrast color for ribbing. But in reality, I did not want to use the white in areas of high sweat attraction and went with a darker color in hopes for maintaining it better down the line. The yarn itself is very comfortable to work with and slightly similar to cotton in the sense that it has no stretch. But little did I know I was going to be in awe, shock, and love once I saw the final piece after blocking because the drape is amazing and I fell even deeper in love with it when I wore it all day on the way back from my field trip. It was very comfortable and quite good on temperature regulation because I think the temperature was around 39, 40 degrees. And I spent the whole day traveling, so it was still good once I reached back home. I did take a break on working on this for a couple months in between after I split for the front and back yokes. And I found the energy to get back to it sometime in March. I also took it with me when I was going to the field trip to Madhya Pradesh. It was nice to come back after a whole day of work and knit this while I'm winding down and relaxing. Just finished doing the neckline decreases and well, I finished doing the armhole decreases, which was right here. After knitting in the round for so long and currently knitting flat, it is a little challenging, but I think I got used to it. I still have hard feelings. Well, I still have feelings about stranded color work while knitting flat, but they're less stronger than it was when it started. I think it has a lot to do with getting over the frustration of twisting stitches on the purl side and trusting the process. It also helped that the sleeve decreases at the straps went by swimmingly quickly. Anyways, knitting flat was a little bit challenging in the beginning, but I think by the end of this one and repeat, I got a good, decent hang of it. I still twist my stitches when I'm changing colors, so I decided to uh, only knit continental when I'm knitting flat on the back side, just the purl side that is. In the front, that is the right side or the knit side, I'm able to knit both English and continental, but when I'm doing the same thing on the purl side, I'm flipping some of the stitches wrong when I'm using the English style purling. So I decided to only do continental. Um, yeah, other than that, it's been fine. I think my float sizes are okay. I just finished doing a try on. I'm going to insert an image here. And I finished the first strap. I could do another and repeat or a partial and repeat or even just some plain rose in maroon. So I do have some extra yarn in case I want to do plain maroon rose in order to attach or just use it up to stitch the top part and start the next thing. The try-on, I'm pretty happy with how it looks, so it's time to move to the second strap. So I did the left strap first, and now it's time to do the right straps. So there are some SSKs over here. Sorry, no, knit togethers here and some slips over here, so it's much more neater. There will be ribbing over here and along the sleeves, so it's going to look much better then. Moving on to the shaping details, I am in love with the waist gussets. The triangle tapers along the body, almost tower like. I wanted to do a very neat color change at some point and have the initials of my name. So it's a little messed up because I could not make up my mind. But I think I'll go over it with duplicate stitches at some point and correct it. Anyways, the gussets were a life changing eureka moment for me, and I really love how it provides a subtle and gradual shaping to the waist. And it's something I'm going to carry forward with me while working on or modifying things to better fit my body. I think I reached this part somewhere around December or November, I'm not sure. And I haven't been able to pick it up for the last couple of months. But I'm excited now that it's summer and I will have a tank top to wear. I might make this in a different material down the line, I'm not sure. It's about 9 in the night and I managed to finish both the sleeves. Well, both the straps for the front. I'm just going to slip in everything on the back and probably call it a day or just do a few beginning rounds. Let's see. I managed to finish all the sleeves. It's officially time to start the ribbing. This is the front of the top and this is the back. I've made sure that I did a few extra rows in the back compared to the front so I know what is where, and also so that I have a little more length in the back. I did a fit check and it looks great. I also wove in all the ends and tied up almost everything except the ones in the underarm. I think I have a little bit of extra, like 2 strands of thread here, but other than that, it's all done. I just need to do the armhole ribbing and the neckline ribbing, which is going to take some time, but it's alright. It's been quite productive. I do have a lot of reading to do and lectures to listen to, so I think I'll be doing that and finishing up this top. Here's the final piece. I finished weaving in all the ends and worked on both the neckline and the armhole ribbing. I ended up doing a double folded ribbing for this one because this is a hand spun yarn and just thin wasn't just fitting right. I also tried to do a larger, like double of this and wearing it, and it looked really cute, but I wasn't really feeling it. Plus, this is a pre-test knit, so I wanted to stay as true as possible to the real pattern. While the double folded thing was not written in, I have weighed how much yarn I need extra than the recommended one, so it's also there. Right now I'm going to block this. Because this is a silk and I'm using 2 colors, I'm going to put some salt in cold water and try to block this. Let's see. I do want to wear this tomorrow when I'm going back home. This is the 30th of March and I'll be traveling tomorrow and I kind of want to wear this. It's pretty hot here. It's about 38 degrees and I know for a fact with the fan on and this all laid out, it's going to block out and dry. So I can wear it tomorrow. Let's see. I've managed to block it and weave in all the ends, and this is how she looks. I think I'm going to put in an elastic here at some point if it stretches out. That's solely because of my decision to do a folded neckline. It did grow a little in length, and even in the way it drapes, I really love how it drapes right now, and it fits amazing. It feels great. It's perfect for a hot day. It's also a little fancy because it's airy silk. That is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it and that you have a great day. Bye bye.